I am so late today. I just got a lot going on IRL. Let me just reboot a few things here and we'll get going. 160p, go over to YouTube. Code Toil, hello, welcome to the late stream. How's it going? How's it going? Let me just turn on some music here. Eventually. Music. Sessions Vi works. There we go. Get a little bit of a boo, you know, going. Okay. I worked on the program since yesterday. There have been changes. Not really changes so much as I was trying to implement our deck functions in, and I'm having a bit of an issue. So right now, this is how it works, okay? We have our test deck from our deck object, right? And all it's doing is just add card to deck based on the ID number of whatever the creature list contains, because this is a list of integers. And I'm like, okay, a list of integers, easy to work with, right? If we draw a set of integers, we know in our hand to create an instance of whatever creature matches that ID number by using a find, right? Super simple. So I added 4 cards, and then we were gonna make the deck, and then we were gonna view the deck. So we play the program, and nothing prints because I'm dumb and I didn't highlight it. Oh, because nothing is printing. Anyway, it all works, right? It's beautiful. View deck, by the way. Okay, here's where we're having issues, right? My goal was we would have a list, and this list would be of integers, and it would be like the thing we're adding and removing as we like build the deck, right? Then when you get into game, you have a finished deck vector that is made up of list iterators based on integer values, which I think is what we want to do, right? So the idea here is then we make the deck as we get into the game, where we have our finished deck resize, which is just oh, it's a resize, it's a vector, right? We make the vector size equal to the list size. Okay, makes sense. Then I have standard ranges IOTA. The range value begins with the vector. It ends with the vector size, so this. And then we iterate on making deck beginning. So every time we advance 1 in the vector, we advance 1 in the list. That's how I understand standard ranges IOTA, okay? Beautiful. Here's the problem. Also, we have a shuffle function based on, oh, I forget this, but it's a Mersenne Twister engine. That's gonna be our shuffle engine. Anyway, we're gonna shuffle it, but before I can shuffle it, I have to view the elements of the vector, right? And then we can worry about like drawing and erasing and all that. Here's the problem. This is what I wanted to do. So for auto iterator is equal to the pointer of finished deck C begin, then iterator does not equal pointer of finished deck C end plus iterator. So it's a for loop where we iterate through this vector of iterators, right? Because every element of the vector is a list integer iterator, right? So, and that's important because that's how we shuffle it. It shuffles through this vector of iterators, right? Then we see out the pointer iterator end line. Now here's what happens if we uncomment these 3 lines. You ready? Crashes. Hard crashes. Expression cannot dereference out of range vector iterator. What does that mean? Expression cannot dereference out of range vector iterator. So what does that mean here? What is an out of range vector iterator? I don't know what that means. It's important that we view the deck, by the way, because this is what we're going to be using as a function whenever the goal is, by the way, is that here's what I'm imagining. In game, you click on your opponent's deck and you see a bunch of face down cards in the order that they're going to be drawn in, right? So if you have a card that's like reveal the next 3 cards the opponents will draw or whatever, right? Then you can click that button to show the cards and 3 of them will be face up. Okay, beautiful. I know how to do that, right? In theory, I understand that. The problem I have is actually listing all of the elements in the iterator. As far as I know, you can only use an iterator once. What do you mean? Because this vector is made up of iterators of that list, right? If I just do int, the whole ranges IOTA doesn't even work because you need to have iterators, right? That's the problem. Also, I think the shuffle function kind of fucks up too. Oops. But on the other hand, if we have iterators, then it works fine. It's just this is the problem. So how do I see out? Well, ignoring all this, what if I just see out finished deck element 0 pointer? What if I just do that? Is that possible? Like, that's my whole function. And it works. No, it doesn't work. This is 129. It should be printing. Let's see, creature data 1, so it is Maxwell. It should be printing 0201. It's printing 129. That's weird. As in, when you iterate over an iterator, it makes the iterator unusable. Oh, that's interesting. So why? Okay. So now we're trying to print the value that is an element 0 of that vector. So if I go to, instead of that, what if we just do making deck, and we just print that value? Really? Dot. What? Front? See, this is where it gets confusing because it's like, it's a list, right? So you think you would have like making deck, which is the list, element spot 0, and then there's just a bunch of issues. Null operator matches list allocator int. That tells me it's something going on with IOTA. I wonder if that's the root of all of our problems here. Create a new iterator every time you need to iterate over a list/vector. That's what we're doing, right? The vector is not a vector of ints like this list, right? This vector contains an instance. Every element is an instance of this list iterator, right? So as we ranges IOTA and we resize, the idea is that you would have a list of 30 integers, and then you go into the game, this list of 30 integers gets turned into a vector of 30 instances of an iterator of a list integer, which represents the value of an integer. That's the goal. And the idea is that when we quote unquote draw a card, it's taking the end of whatever container we have, in this case a vector. It's going to be effectively an integer value, and then we take whatever that integer value is and turn that into a card in hand, right? So we're quote unquote drawing the int. That's the idea, and I think I have to have an iterator, don't I? Then again, I could just go int anyway and just not use IOTA, but then I can't use shuffle. Unless I did like dot operator equals. No, it's an int value. I don't need to do that. But I definitely would not be able to run this without it being an iterator. Yeah, that's where I'm having my issue. A list doesn't have just one iterator. Iterators are one use only, so you should not store them in a list. What? Oh. So this should be an int then. Well, if that's the case, IOTA is useless then, right? I shouldn't be using IOTA because IOTA implies. So we should be doing like a ranged for loop, right? So it should be, I mean, do I just use a for loop and just say fuck it? For int I equals 0, I is less than making deck dot max size plus I. I don't know, I just think it's ugly. And then finished deck element I is equal to making deck I. Oh. Oh, I should just put size, huh? No. No, I don't want max size. We just want max? Do I want min or max? End. That's what I want. What? What's the issue with this? Am I fundamentally misunderstanding what a list is? Why are there issues here? Katie Bug, hello. Weren't you streaming like 2 seconds ago? Are you streaming right now? Katie Bug? Oh, you were streaming like an hour ago, hour and a half ago? Oh, I saw your alert. I ended. Oh, how's Rebirth coming along? How's that going? So once I use IOTA and I create that iterator, that is a one-time use then, huh? Well, then that you, okay. Well, ugh. Maybe I'm misunderstanding IOTA. I thought the whole point of IOTA was to like do this, but in one line where it's nice and clean and easy. But I can't even do this right. Why is less than like illegal here? I is, list iterator, standard list value, int to int exist. Oh, so I do have to have iterators. So this works if I go standard list int, no, iterator int. I got that syntax bad, didn't I? Int. This all works now. Oh, no, it doesn't. What the heck is going on here? I hate the Fort Condor minigame. Yeah, Rebirth. I've seen a lot about it. Oh boy. That's, it's a thing. Hey, cutie. Little goo guy, how you been? Zippy, hi. We're struggling. We're struggling with iterators. I don't even want an iterator. All I want is a beautiful, nice int vector. Chat, okay, hold on, stop. Am I misunderstanding here? Chapter 4? Oh, Katie Bug, there's like 15 chapters. You got a lot to go. So is the engine you're making for your own game, or is your game separate from the engine? Both. Yeah. We're not, well, I don't know. We'll probably extract some of it out of here, like this texture, like the texture module, that's pretty easy to export. Initialization, I don't want to have to recreate all this error reporting, so we'll probably outsource that. Probably this whole font situation, I can probably export that because that's going to be very generic to just like setting the width of a texture, setting the height of a texture. We can probably export that. So we're doing a lot of the hard work now, but it's pretty easy to just grab a module and put it in the next game, you know? It's almost like we're not even making an engine. We're like making modules of, we're almost like making a library is what it feels like. I know, but I'm only playing it on stream and I'm working full time. No shame. No, I don't hate. I appreciate it. The answer is contradicting. I like it. Yeet. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, chat. Let's do this. Delete. Keep the shuffle. Keep that. No. Keep that. Erase all of it, okay? We're gonna start from scratch. Just so I understand what's going on, okay? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, okay? We have two things. We have a list and we have a vector. We have a list because this one will be erasing and adding elements. And basically imagine if you're in like a card building stream where you have like 60 cards max, 30 cards minimum, all that stuff, right? That's the list. Then when you get into the game, you copy all of the elements of that list of integers into a vector of integers or a list. My mind is open. And we call that finished deck. This finished deck will be dealing with like adding cards into it in gameplay, viewing what's in the deck for the purposes of gameplay. It's all gameplay stuff. Making deck is where all the adding integers from the card building thing, like all that stuff happens. I'm not a C++ programmer, so I'm maybe way off. My mechanical keyboard is so loud, my parents are trying to sleep. Yeah. Okay, you get made, Zippy, but like, ugh, it's so ugly. It's so not pretty. Ugh. Listen, you get made for like 2 seconds. Unlike your mind, mine isn't closed with a tough shell, meaning when I get angry, I bang my head on things. Ah. Okay, well, let's think about this, okay? What if we just make this easy for now? What if we just make both a vector? Okay, beautiful. Okay, so what we're gonna do is keep the shuffle function. I think that's staying because all that's doing is just standard ranges shuffle this vector, and then we use our random number generator, which is based on the Mersenne Twister engine. That's what standard MT19937 is for. You may remove the maid. Thank you. It just needs work, you know? So here's what we're gonna do. When we finish making the deck, how do we get these elements into these elements without making an iterator? Let's go this. Let's go for auto pointer iterator is equal to finish. No. Making. Oh, no. It is finished deck. Dot begin semicolon. What? Cannot deduce auto type. How? Didn't we do this before? Hold on, I've done this exact loop before. Hold on, let's bring up the bullet hell shooter because I remember having this discussion because I was like, what's the auto for? And auto was iterating. That's what S bounds for collision. Here, auto it's okay. So this was our iterator, except instead of it, we'll call it. Yeah, we'll call it it. Why not? Except in this, instead of this list, it's gonna be making deck. It does not equal making deck.end. And then what do we iterate through? Or is this iterating the entire thing? So then we go finished deck I. No, that's not what we do. What did we do here? Equals the pointer of it. So hold on, just bear with me a second. Int I equal to 0 is equal to pointer it. And then I is plus equals pointer it? No. I. Whatever, you get what I'm going with, right? there. Does that make sense? Are we oh my goodness, that bit. Hope you get your money's worth. Wear the cute bow. You know what? For that bit, why not? There we go. Fan-made bow. Make it kind of cute and small. There we go. I'm questioning whether you can iterate over an iterator multiple times. Oh. So this is our iterating list, right? So in theory, do I really need the eye there? That looks so ugly. Oh, you know what? I need a plus it somewhere, right? Yeah. In order to get it to go up one. Now, keeping in mind, this auto is not int, okay? It's not of that type. It's actually standard vector int iterator. That is the object type. But for our sake, we just call it auto. It's the same thing. Auto just makes it automatic, but we should understand what we're trying to say there. Is there any way to do this without making I make a huge number? Because this looks ugly. There must be a cleaner way to do this, right? Plus enemy iteration. Yeah, we did a lot of this the same way. I think this is the correct thing to do here. Wait, I know a better way to do this. Oh no, I can't make this because it's not equal to an integer. Yeah, I can't do that. We have to go find some way to go up through finished deck without using it as a value. It's really hard. But anyway, so now this is a vector of integers as iterated through this. Is it a vector? Is it a vector of integers or is it a vector of iterators? Oh no, it's equal to the value of an iterator, so it's not an iterator. Okay, Jesus, that is so complicated. This element in this finished deck vector is equal to the value of that iterator in this vector. Now that means the iterator, when we go out of scope, it's deleted, right? We did use it once. However, we copied that value into the finished deck vector. So now when we view our deck, it's going to be cout, or sorry, standard cout, not coroutine handle. I really hate how it autofills there. Finished deck bracket 0, standard boop boop headline. Yeah, I know, flushing. Shut the fuck up. Okay, so then we need to add a card to a deck. So what? Pushback? Making deck. So making deck dot pushback value new card, which is an integer. And I think that's it. So let's go to our game loop. We then add 4 cards, we make the deck, and then we view the deck. Go. It didn't work. Vector subscript out of range. Vector subscript out of range. Is it the cout function? No. It is not. Is it? We don't shuffle. Is it our iteration? Ah, okay. So somewhere in here is where we screwed up. So somewhere in here, the program crashes, but I don't know why. Why not iterate using I, like use making deck I? Because it makes me iterate, right? So you're saying just do a regular for loop, right? So int I equals 0. It's gonna stop me though. Making deck I. Oh, hold on. That's not fair. Wait. We got to give it its fair shake here. We need to resize. I forgot about that step. So finish deck dot resize bracket making deck dot size. Let's do that before we change anything. Oh my God, it worked. Okay, but we still have the same problem. That 129 should not be there. What it should be, really, in fact, we can test this. C out, making deck bracket 0. So what this should happen here is that it should print 129, 129. Oh, wait, it did work. Wait, dude, am I dumb? Add card to deck, pushback, new card value. Data list creature 1 ID is 20201. How is that messing? Am I implementing the thing incorrectly? Render art, add font, add element. Make ID. ID is equal to new ID. ID is an int. What the fuck? Am I pushing back the right thing? Creature data dot pushback Maxwell. Is it the only thing I'm launching back? I think it is. Data list dot creature data 1. What the fuck? Let's try spot element 3, I guess, or element 2, I guess. Odiug should have a different ID number. 1101. Okay, that works because Odiug is indeed 1101. But why does 0201 cause issues? $129. Why is that causing an issue? What the fuck? Is it the number we're using? Element type, relic creature, whatever, card number. Why does that make 129? Is it because it starts with a 0? Wait, if I make this 1. Oh my God. Because it starts with a 0, we're having issues? What? That's the issue here? Wait, what is it with C++ ints starting with 0? Is that not allowed? C++ int start with 0. What's so special about numbers starting with 0? Yeah, I have the same issue. Yeah, 00016 equals 14. An integer literal is a sequence of digits that have no period or exponent part. An integer literal, an octal integer literal base 8 begins with the digit 0. It converts it into hex. Oh my God. Are octal digits, therefore they can only contain the digits 0 through 7. Are you kidding me? I can't start any number with 0? Where do I even start then? I'm trying to think about how I can like arrange this now. So we'll go card. No, not card type first. it's going to be difficult to arrange. I'm trying to think of how to imagine the ID number, because the way we had it was this was the element, this was the kind of card it was, creature, whatever, and then this was the ID number of the card. So in order for this to work, card type goes first, then the element it's from, then the card type, or then its ID number, I guess, then the element it's from. That is weird, but I guess I can do that. It's just I gotta rearrange it in my head now. So this is card type 2, it's a permanent. 0 is the element number because it's entropy, and then 01 because it's the card ID number. Okay, so now it should print 20,001. Oh my god, it works. Oh, that is so confusing. I don't want to remove the initial 0. I want every number to be the same, like 5 digits. Okay. Oh my god. I get it. Okay. Jeez, that was complicated. But now it makes sense. So everything works. So that's why it was not working before. But our iterator works. It's just a for loop now. Bless. Okay. Oh, it's not a for loop. It is our iteration thing. Okay, sweet. I want to switch these. So do I have to make an int every time we make the deck? I guess it doesn't matter. We're only doing this like twice in every 5 minutes. Octal? Yeah, I guess I could just make everything an octal or whatever, but it's fine. Okay, now we're gonna shuffle. So we're going to delete that, print 0. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. So as it is, it should print 4 numbers. Yeah, 2, 0, and then 1, 0, right? Those are our 2 different card ID numbers, where this card you see here, Maxwell's Pillar, is the 20001, right? So 2 Maxwell's, then 2 Odiugs, which is the other ID number. So what we're gonna do is shuffle. So all we're gonna do is make the deck, and then we're going to test deck dot shuffle, and then we're gonna view the deck. Okay, 2 Odiugs, 2 Pillars, 2 Pillars, 2 Odiugs, 2 Odiugs, 2 Pillars, 2 Odiugs, 2 Pillars. What? There we go. Okay, 1 pillar, 2 Odiugs, 1 pillar. Okay, well, I don't know if that was just a freak accident, but it is shuffling. I guess that's fine. We'll have to probably try way more elements too, but we need to make cards first. Okay, so I'm happy with our super basic functionality for decks. That's good enough for now. Although we should remove card from deck too. Making deck dot erase. Does erase, oh no, this doesn't work. I can't just erase it. I need to know what I'm erasing. It needs to be like element 0 or something. We need like a find loop, don't we? Making deck dot clear. I don't like that. A clear implies that we're clearing the entire thing. What it should be is maybe erase, but I don't know if that erases like the element that's in it or something. Assign, in place, empty, and erase. Pop back, shrink to fit. Okay. What did I do here? Where's my culling? Erase. Okay, it is erasing. And it's fine for us to erase a vector. It's costly, but we only do it once on a blue moon. And it's going to be erasing standard find. It's going to be finding. It's going to iterate through making deck dot begin. Not being, begin. And then it's going to go to making deck dot end. And then it's going to be finding new card. Okay, so I think what I'm doing is I'm erasing the first element we find of making deck begin, making deck end, new card. I think that's what we do here. I think I did that correctly. Maybe it's the RNG from when you launch the game. Maybe. Okay, and then we need to do making deck dot shrink to fit, which is super important. Shrink to fit. And that's super important because if we have excess elements of garbage values or 0, then when we make our new deck, that's going to be a problem. It's going to be an issue. I guess we could have some error checking here because we only ever make the deck when the value of making deck is verified. And then this just assumes it's all true. I guess we could have like garbage output possibilities where it's like making deck doesn't even meet the minimum threshold or something. I guess we could iterate again through the finish deck vector, and if any value equals null pointer, then remove it from the vector. I guess I could do that, but we'll see if we have to cross that bridge. And then shrink to fit. Okay, let's try it again. Let's do this though. Let's make a quick for loop. Auto it. It is finished deck semicolon. What did I do up here? Dot begin. So basically we're going to iterate again, but we're going to iterate adding and removing cards and all that. Begin. It does not equal making deck or finished deck dot end plus it. And then we see out it. Ah, it's a fucking iterator. The pointer of it. No, the pointer of this. Fuck. Finished. Oh, I know. Int auto x is equal to pointer of it. It is undefined. What do you mean it's undefined? It's right there. Identifier it is undefined. Oh. Maybe that'll help. That might help. Okay, pointer? No, pointer? Yes. Okay, sweet. Let's try it. Crash. Vector subscript out of range. So int x equals pointer of it. And then we print x. Nope. What if I just make this simple? Int x. X is less than plus x. Something like that. Then we have this. What the fuck? 0. Why? Why is this so complicated? All I need to do is grab the end value of this. Just the size, or just maybe size of it's better? Oh, that worked. Now it'll work. Oh my God, it worked. Okay, sweet. So we're gonna print 8 cards. These are now shuffled. Okay, sweet. Perfect. Shuffle. Shuffle. Okay, it's shuffling. Perfect. Excellent. So now we are going to shuffle and then dot test deck dot remove card from deck. And then we're gonna just grab one. I guess we can erase 4 of these now. We're just gonna erase one of these. So it should print 7 values here. These 4 cards in shuffled order, and then one of them gets removed, preferably the first one we see, which is one of them, and then it'll print the rest. Go. So we have 8 values. Nothing was removed. Oh, I'm dumb. This removal needs to happen before we make the deck. We're testing that. Okay. Well, if that's the case, we should get 3 cards. Sweet. In fact, we can even, we can even do 2 make decks, whatever, right? So what we'll do is we'll make the deck, view the deck, remove it, make the deck, shuffle, renew the deck. Here's what we will do. Interestingly, I think what we're gonna do, I think this is gonna cause an error. Oh, that worked. Wow, I didn't think that would. Oh, because I resized it. I was about to say, if we didn't have that resize, in fact, if I comment this out, this whole thing's gonna crash. Yeah. So I forgot resize already changes the size of the vector. I thought we were gonna draw a garbage value. So there we go. We can now make decks. Sweet. And they're shuffled and they're nice and they remove the first element. So you see 2, 2, 1, 1. That's our first one. Then 2, 2, 1, nothing. In fact, if we really want to get spicy with it, what should happen here is it should go 2. Wait, why did that delete? It should go 2, 1, 2, 1. Then we view it. Then it removes the first instance. So it should go 2, 2, 1 in the second one if we programmed everything correctly. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. Okay, sweet. Deck logic is done. Finally. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Okay, done with that trash. Sweet. So we have our insert card during play, remove card during play. We'll worry about that later. For now, here's what we're gonna do. We are going to make spells. Is that next on the agenda? You should print pointer it, not finish deck dot it. Wait, was that the answer? Code toil. Auto pointer, let's do it again. Auto pointer it is equal to, no, auto it is equal to finished deck dot begin, semicolon, finished deck dot begin. It's going to be until it does not equal finished deck dot end. IntelliSense is kind of annoying. And then plus plus it. Then we just print out the iteration of here. Because auto is not int. Auto is standard, vector, int, namespace, iterator. That is the same thing. Okay. So now this will work the same. Bless. Thank you. Okay, that is a lot cleaner. Okay. Okay. We're done. We're done with ranged loops. Is this a ranged for loop? Is that what this is? Is that what you call this? This little goofy guy is back. Yes. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Hallelujah. I think what we have to do now Okay, so we have our decks, we have our cards. I guess we just do real quick, insert card during play. So, finished deck. Oh, wait, hold on. Insert card during play. I have to be careful because there might be ways of shuffling cards into your decks. I guess for now, we'll just push back. And we'll just do reverse time, right? This is just basically programming reverse time. Push back. Const int reference new card. New card. And it's just gonna push back on the finished deck where we draw off the top. So now, assuming we draw the card, finished deck dot end, finished deck dot erase that value, and then we resize the vector, right? I don't remember. Does erase? I think erase also removes the value, the element slot from the vector, right? It frees up the memory. I believe that is iterating over an iterator. Oh, it is in fact 1 a.m. however, and unfortunately I work around 8 hours. Oh man, I feel ya. I'm feeling that daylight savings time too. I believe arranged for loop is one of the form of auto element list. Nah, I like this more. Now that I understand what it's doing, I get it. Now that I've played around with it for a while, this makes sense to me. Same with this. I understand what's going on in both cases. I wish I could have used IOTA, but I don't know what's going on there, dude. IOTA is so confusing to me. Okay. For now, we'll just keep it like this, and then it'll erase the last element of finished deck, which reduces the total count by 1. Okay, sweet. By the way, this is fine because we're doing it like once every, I don't know. We'll be generous. 3,000 frames. 8:55 p.m. It is 5:56 p.m. for me. West Coast, best coast, baby. Ah, good times, good times. Zippy, where is it 12:55 a.m.? That means you are 7 hours ahead of me, which implies you're Western Europe, but you're like really West Europe. You're like in France or something. UK! Ah, I knew it. I knew it. Okay. So, this is it. This is our whole deck module. I think that's all I need, right? Because the actual logic here, I think we're ready to start programming abilities, which is the text box basically of every card. Because now we've changed the design a little since we started. We have creatures, relics, a relic being what you see in front of you here. It like stays on the field, and spells. So creatures and relics are of the same class because they both use abilities. They both go on different parts of the field, but it's just a simple Boolean value. Is this a creature? Yes, no, right? Spells are going to be different because they don't go on the field. They kind of just either persist for a few turns or they just instantly disappear. I don't want like, you don't even need like any animation for them to play onto the field. They usually have sound effects that are a little louder. Like there's a lot of differences between them and the other two classes that we're going to define them as their own class. How long until VFX start to happen? Particles we can add. SDL actually has a really basic particle system we could probably get away with in this card game. But the idea here, let me think. The idea here is that VFX and audio are like the last things I worry about. It's like we need to, what do we need to finish? What's left on the design doc? Hold on, let's look at it. Here. So what's left on the design doc? We need to make spells. We need to make shields and weapons out of relics. We need to add abilities, but abilities will go under relics as well. We need to make the field. We have the deck done. We have our shuffling done. We can make AI decks done. So this whole deck module is basically finished. Okay. Deck module's done. Card module needs a little bit more. Abilities is probably what we're going to work on next. Elements are done. The inspect module's done. All we need is the game field and that cost and everything. So it's a lot of logic that goes into it on the game field. And then we're going to need the main menu and the AI. And we're ready to like beta test the game, I think. So we're going to play each other ideally. When I created my 2D games for my course, I focused on the things I needed to do last first, which was a terrible idea as it never turned out well. What about JSON files? So when it comes to like mass making cards, that's like the third to last step in the whole program, right? I would say the very last thing we're going to do is add audio. The second to last thing we're going to do is add particles, because you might have audio for the particles. The third to last thing we're going to do is design all the cards. Once we get to that design card stage, because today we're doing abilities, tomorrow we're going to start the field, which means we have to have the hand, and that's going to be its own catastrophe. But ignoring that, what we're probably going to do tomorrow is when we play on the field, we're going to be, you play a creature, goes into the creature slot. How many creature slots are there? So this is going to be a few days worth of making stuff. But the deck module's done, elements module's done, inspect module's done. AI is going to be pretty easy because I know all the rules for AI in my head for elements of the game. I can just implement that. Like, it'll never play an AoE card when you have, it only plays AoE cards if you have 3 or more creatures on the field. And that is important for players to know, because part of the fun playing against, because this is designed as like a player versus AI game, although it does have multiplayer capabilities. It's important for players to know how the AI is played. We're not going to have different AI for different AI levels. Everything's going to be the same to teach you, like, hey, you know, don't play a third creature if you don't want AoE'd, that kind of deal, right? And the whole point of the game is to eventually make a deck that is capable of killing every false god without touching the deck, right? That is the goal. If you do that, oh baby, you're good at the fucking game. You're thinking of adding peer-to-peer. It must be peer-to-peer, yes, because I have no idea how to make a server. So we're actually getting pretty far on the project here. We're getting pretty far, because the card you see before you, now that we're done with it, that was like, well, -1 thing, which is like the relic symbol. But that was like a huge amount of time. The bevel around the art, the fucking abilities in the bottom. We're gonna program the actual ability on the bottom. So if we have like has ability, paradox, that text would display with whatever cost we give it, right? That's the goal. Oh, but back to the design doc. Decks are done. Cards are almost done. We just need abilities and probably like some Boolean value of is shield, yes. Is weapons, yes. Spells, we don't need duration spells immediately, but we still need to make that. But that's pretty easy, right? It's a creature / relic that doesn't have stats and is only an ability. That's it, really. What is a spell but an instant ability? We just can't program them exactly like abilities because they might have like, because abilities can't be used the same turn, yada yada. Or XML, either one is good. You're thinking about it peer-to-peer, servers aren't bad. I mean, there must be some service out there, because I want to put this on Steam. That's the goal, right? That's what I want to do. I'm willing to pay the $100 and just put it out for free. That doesn't bother me. But if we're gonna have like a thing, I don't mind implementing multiplayer, but it might very well be peer-to-peer. I don't have any interest in adding a ranking system or anything. There's no need for that, but just having the ability to play other people. Use a Docker container? Yeah, sure. What I mean is all the goddamn config on the portals and stuff, it's so available publicly. I have used Heruko before that went paid. I don't know. I'm okay with whatever we implement, but it probably will be peer-to-peer. Docker file. Plus, this game is going to be so easy to load. It's like, it's going to be shockingly easy to load into the game, right? We're making the game in C++ as close to bare metal as we like possibly can with we don't even have a game engine like Godot, so we'd have to load all that useless crap, right? We're gonna click, like, I'm imagining, chat, you click on like play multiplayer and you have your deck equipped because that's how you like do elements. You have your deck and then you go in and you do other things. You click play multiplayer and it's like finding opponent and then you just jump into the game. It's like, holy shit. And you just start playing. That's the goal. And it shouldn't be that hard, I think. But we have to dip into networking and doing all that shit. Then again, no, it must be. Yeah, we have to have a decent netcode, right? We have to have a decent netcode. We just might be leeching it, you know? Docker files are basically just another programming language. Oh, geez. Okay. Abilities. How do we do this? I think we put this under cards. I don't even think it needs its own module. We'll just have another export class here. Export class ability. So, what is an ability at all? Ability is going to need element type. It's going to need all of the font stuff, but is the font going to be what's displayed? I think it just needs a standard string text to, oh, no. It needs a standard string name of, hold on, wait, does my font class, does that only take in C value strings? No, it takes a const character path. Okay, we gotta be super specific. It needs a const character pointer, name of ability, name of, how about that? It needs a, make this all public, who cares? Const character pointer, ability text. Element type, by the way, is the cost. We can change that for the sake of mutation, but we'll talk about that later. Is that it? Oh no, we also need the programming to know what to do. All right. Okay, that's what we need. Okay. If we're gonna be doing something, it needs to have the ability to test if something is a creature, but we have all the variables available here. That's why we're doing this in the same module. Is there anything out of here that we can use down below? Location of the card on screen. Well, I almost wonder if we should wait until we program the field first. I'm worried that there's not going to be a way to test this besides just visuals, which I guess kind of matters. I guess for now, that's all we'll worry about is just the visual on the card, and the actual logic of an ability. We can just wait until we actually make the field module, so we can worry about, like, when you click on this creature, give instance creature into this function of ability of this creature kind of deal. We can cross that bridge later. In fact, the majority of the Docker code. So what do I need here? What is in Paradox? It'll always have a colon. It'll always have that name. So maybe we just know in our heart of hearts that every const character pointer ability name is just colon space space name. And then we have the text below it, which can only be 4 lines max, which is plenty. And then the cost that is to the left of it will always display the graphic of the element of that cost, the 30 by 30 pixel image. Because this card on screen is the actual size of the card in game always, on every resolution, right? Which for you guys, it looks small because it's like shrunk because I have an ultra wide, but my whole screen top to bottom is 1080p. And this is like almost half of it. So this is like 450-ish pixels high. That should be plenty. I'd be shocked if anyone can't read this. Now, if you don't have a 1080 screen, that's gonna be a bit tough. That's gonna be a problem. But hey, most people on Steam have something better, you know? But I meant more faffing with figuring out all the... Actually, chat, I have borderless windowed on. What happens if I have borderless windowed and SDL window, sorry, it's an enumerator value, window full screen? What happens if I do both? Oh, that's weird. Look at that. Now for you guys, this looks normal. I'm looking at stream now. This looks normal to you guys. But on my screen, it's stretched. It's like, it takes, see that black space on the right there? It's actually stretching that. I was hoping you guys could see it on stream, but you can't. You guys are only seeing the actual game. It's cool for you to see the actual resolution of the game though. That's kind of cool. Man, that card flipping thing, that is kind of visually weird, isn't it? Okay, so we alt-tab, it breaks. Holy cow, okay, get rid of full screen. That is just clearly a problem. Okay, so what is, let's get all of the window flags here. There must be something to give black borders on each side, right? We have OpenGL, Vulkan. Full screen window at the current desktop resolution? That's weird. I don't want full screen though. Borderless is what I currently have. Resizable, minimized, maximized. Input grabbed, input focus. Don't need either of those. Mouse focus, input focus. SDL window foreign. A window not created by SDL. Allow high DPI. Mouse capture. Window always on top. Window skip taskbar. Ew. Utility. Tooltip. Pop-up. Let's try full screen desktop. Maybe that'll make a difference here. All right, new test. Go. Oh. Oh, you know what happened? Wait, what did happen? Wait a second. Oh my God, it's borderless full screen. Oh, chat, it's so beautiful. Oh, here's the problem though. Well, chat, what if this is the answer? Because this is borderless full screen now, but this whole screen is my ultra wide. So for you guys, the game won't be this big. But it's not stretched on my screen, so it is beautiful. What if I just designed the game to just be 1080p, whatever the cutoff is here, like the non-borderless full screen? What if I just make all the game's logic in that box here, and then have all the extra out here as just extra space? Is that a smart way to do it? The only thing I'm worried about is I don't know how this cuts it off. I don't know if like this over here is the extra space or this over here. I guess I could just load a picture as the background. Is there a way? Is there an elements the game? Elements the game background. Images. There's no way nobody has the blank image, right? There's no shot. I guess I could just copy it. Gray wood. So this is like Like this. This is perfect. iStock. Oh, iStock. Damn. That is perfect. Okay. Something like that. This is perfect too. Something dark. Dark gray. This kind of works. Open image, a new tab. What is the resolution here? JPEG. What is this? Open image, a new tab. I guess I could just save it as and just see what it is. AVIV file. Oh my god. Download Go Premium. It's kind of, oh, it has a bunch of, like, a little filter on it, doesn't it? 16:9 main box, just with like a translucent panel on each side. Yeah, that's what I'm imagining. Things should scale dependent on monitor size. Some are 2560 by 1440. That's 4K, right? My monitor is 2560 by 1080. It could be problematic for those with smaller than 1080p on Steam Deck, so my suggestion is to build a UI to be as responsive as possible. Well, my worry is that if we go back into the game here, how... I think the card size itself, because my monitor is 1080p, I think no matter what resolution you watch this at, even at 720p, I like the card size. The card size is perfect, I think. That's never going to change at any resolution. What I'm worried about is I don't know where the cutoff is. Like, is it only the middle box that I should put the game logic in, and then the sidebars go... Like, if somebody runs this current program on your end... on your own, but you have the same resolution except your width cuts off here and here, does the game shrink on each side equally, or is it like all on the left side? Amane Oja Casa, thank you. You sound like a weeb, but that's okay. There are other weebs here, not me, but there are other people. And then the other problem is, if somebody does come in with a big dick 4K monitor and shit, that means the height is going to be different. Maybe I should just have a zoom function in the game. Maybe... that wouldn't be that hard, right? If we make the game field, all of the graphic, all of the logic, if all of that fits in like a 720 height, whatever width on the Steam Deck, and then we just zoom in for every other resolution, or give the user the option to zoom in. Do you think that would be a better thing to do? SDL, eh? I've done some GoTech and X11 programming in C on. Ew, you program in C? Dude, get on the throne, buddy. Jump on the horse. We got C++ up in here, all right? You can't use IOTA in C, can ya? Ranged for loops? Pwah, you say, pwah. I like my for loops and they like me. What is the exact resolution of a Steam Deck, guys? Does anyone know? Is it, what is the resolution of a Steam Deck? Is it like 1280 by 720 or something? 16 by 9 is 1920 at 1080, 2560 at 1440. Is a Steam Deck 16 by 9? When rendering by pixels, the card size will appear bigger or smaller depending on the screen. If you want the card size the same on all monitors, you might want to use pixel density in your rendering. Just to be clear, by same size, I mean how it appears literally on my screen right now, in the amount of pixels it takes, it will use the same amount of pixels on every resolution. 4K or Steam Deck, right? I am okay with the card being bigger on a Steam Deck as long as it's visible to 4K users. That doesn't bother me. It's more like the logic of the game field behind the card I'm worried about. Player, hello. What kind of game are you writing anyway? It looks like Magic the Gathering style, or is this an engine to implement whatever one would like? We are making a game called Elements the Remake. It is a remake of a Flash game that you can... Here, Elements the Game Wiki. Click, copy, paste. Okay, this, it should paste into YouTube chat too in a second. So that link I just gave you, that is the link to the game. It's gonna be different. There are different rules we're gonna have. Namely, there's gonna be no pillars. But and pendulums, but we'll talk about that later. So like this card you see here, this art, that was used for the entropy pillar, which was just gives you mana. I just wanted to change it. So we still, now by the way, I do have permission. Okay, we've talked to the artist VRT. I have permission to use all art as long as I credit him at VRT. I thought about commissioning him. I thought about how much, here, let me do this right now. Hold on. Let me just message him real quick. Where are you, buddy? Hey, I have a question. If I commissioned that amount worth of art, $2,000 art, how many 256 by 256 art pieces a la Elements the Game would you want to provide? I just want to see if VRT's interested in a commission, because I love VRT art. This art here, hold on, let me show you, because there's people here who haven't even seen like our collection here. For those of you who don't know, VRT art was lost to time. What is this weeb background? Hello? Oh my god, please, Miku. Okay, that's good enough. Okay. So this VRT, we have scoured the internet. We are convinced this entire collection here is all VRT art he has ever made. He makes wonderful art. Phoenix? Ah, beautiful. This is Odiug. Yeah, we've seen that before. Creepy. What's like another classic here? Gargoyle's an older card, but yeah, VRT made a lot of art. Fuck me, more Gillette ads. Wait, I give you Gillette ads? Disgusting. I love VRT art, dude. It's so good. Fucking dragon? Oh. So juicy, dude. What great. Look at this little antlion. Oh my god, that's adorable. It's not even a finished piece. I'm still gonna use it. This is unused. This was, I know why he didn't use it, but you know. This is Scion, classic. Mummy, that's an old card. This is like his first contribution, I think. Was that at the wagon? Yes. Oh, cool, thanks. I miss playing these kind of games. I've been trying to introduce my sons to these. Well, I started playing Elements the Game when I was 16. I think I was 16 when I started playing, and then, wait, hold on, how old was I? Because the game was made in 2009. I think I was 16 at the time. And then, yeah, the game got popular over 2 years, and then Flash gaming just died in general. But yeah, this guy, look at this. This was never released before art. Oh my God, he made this for free for somebody just in the community, because somebody had like a custom card that was almost added to the game, so he made art for it. Chat, I fucking love this art, dude. And we get permission to use all of it. Chrysanthemum, classic water card. Is this Deflagration? I forget. It's been a while. I don't think that's Deflagration. I think this was unused, actually. What else do we got here? Reverse Time. Oh, what a great piece of art. Oh my God. Fucking S tier, baby. Hmm? How can you not just press arrows? Wait, I can do that? Oh, cool. This is Quantum Pillar, gives you random mana. Gonna be an entropy card in the new game. Scion is an Aether card. It makes you, fuck. He can't be blocked by shields. I think that was this guy's gimmick. Phoenix, fucking overpowered as shit. 2 mana for 1. But if it died, it turned into an ash and you could pay 1 fire mana to revive it. Those sticky motherfuckers. Pest, classic darkness card. You see Rainbow down. This is not AI art, by the way. This art was made in like 2010. This is Rainbow Quanta down here. This card's gimmick was that it steals an opponent's mana and it converts it to darkness Quanta. Mono darkness might be everyone's second favorite element. It was such a fun class. And you would fractal this and just have a million on the field and just rob your opponent of everything. Odiug, classic card. In fact, we made it. Hold on, I can show you what this card does. I can just show you. Display 0. Oops, sorry. Update 0. There we go. Odiug, 3 gravity quanta, 0/5. For what was traditionally 1 gravity quanta. Devour, destroy target creature with less HP and gain +1/+1. There you go. Classic Odiug card. Mummy was a death card that if you used reverse time on it, you converted it into a pharaoh, which is a very expensive time card. Darkness and time generally don't like to be used together, so it was a pretty powerful effect, but you had to use a mummy, which was an okay death card. It was like average, it's like a Yeti. And then you use reverse time on it, which is a whole ass spell that basically bounced a card back into your deck. It was like, take a card, return it to the top of its owner's deck, so it has to be drawn again. And which is a great effect, but if you use it on this, you got Phoenix, or you got a Pharaoh, which was like a 12 mana time card. It's just stupidly expensive. Momentum was a gravity spell that costs like 1 gravity quanta. It was, you cast it on a creature, your creature gets +1/+1. No, it gains 1 attack scaling every turn. So 1 turn it gets 1 attack, next turn it gets 2 attack, next turn it gets 3 attack, then 4 attack, then 5 attack, but it could not be blocked by shields, which was the more important part. Mitosis gives a creature, what did it do? Was it a random ability? Hold on, let's look it up together. It was a life card. There it is, Mitosis. Your non-weapon creature skill is now Mitosis. Generate a daughter creature. The skill cost matches the card cost. Okay, right. So the gimmick, the daughter creature part was like, you get another creature, but it has like trash stats, right? It's more so you Mitosis like something with a great ability. The daughter creature is weak, but it has the original ability, right? So you would Mitosis your own creature, which is like a pseudo silence. It would generate itself, and the daughter creature would be weak, but have its own ability. So you would just keep Mitosising every turn with that new ability. So it was just like a win condition, basically. Nobody really used it, though. Lycanthrope was an entropy card, classic one, super cheap. It was a 2 entropy mana for a 1/1, which was trash stats, but it had an ability, use 1 darkness quanta and give it +5/+5. So it was 2 entropy, 1 darkness, 6/6. This was an incredible card. Every rainbow deck ran this shit. Oh my god, what a staple. Look at his weird ass rat hands. What the fuck? This was unused, I think. This was unused, right? Oh my goodness, I gotta go back to the wiki. Oh, I don't wanna, whatever. I think that was unused. This is, this was Chrysanthemum. It was a 2 mana water card where if you used 1 death quanta, you poisoned your enemy. Water as a class is the most defensive class in the game. Fuck Permafrost Shield, that's a great shield. And the whole thing was you would stall out your opponent and then whittle them to death, and this just kind of contributed to that. So death and water generally liked each other. The ironic thing is death and water also have the two best shields in the game. So you have to like pick one over the other. I don't remember. Was this Chrysanthemum? One of them was Chrysanthemum. I don't remember which one it was. This was Unused Art. This was Unused Art, but I know what card it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Fire Golem. Fire Golem was a fire card where if you used one Earth Quanta, you would get +2/+2. And it was a staple of a false god killing deck that made Fire Golem immune. You would then grow it every turn, and that was your primary win condition. That's like its biggest claim to fame. Personally, how I would have attacked this myself is via a web page. The page can handle all reactivity, but you want to do it in C++, and that's enough of a reason to. So you're saying, Joe, you would have made the whole game online? Do people even play online games anymore? How would you even download that through Steam? Gargoyle, a darkness card again. This one, if you used one Earth mana or Quanta, you gained +20 HP, which is a ton, but you petrified yourself, so you couldn't move or react for, I think, 2 turns? It might be 3 turns, but that was kind of what you did, right? The reason why you had such a great ability, +20, right? Health. The reason why is because Darkness and Earth don't like each other. You can use them together. It's just Darkness as an element is all about using your opponent's strength against them, like Steel or like Pest or something like that. You rob your opponent of its own resources to use it against themselves, right? That's the gimmick. Earth is all about preventing your opponent from making those actions in the first place. Earthquake prevents mana generation. Enchant Artifact. You chose target relic and it's immortal, right? You can't be removed. Stuff like that, right? That's what Earth is all about. Burrow. It's robbing you of your opponent's even ability to take an action. So Darkness and Earth were a weird combo, so it got like really good abilities. That's an example of that. Vampire. Heal when damage is done. Now, funny enough, the most hilarious bug I have ever seen in a video game was because of Vampire. So Vampire, get this for a bug, chat, and I would have made this mistake if I didn't already see it. Let's see if you can catch the bug, okay? When you... In Elements the game, when you fight against an AI and you fight them, you get a card reward at the end and some amount of Electrum, which is like the in-game currency you use to buy cards and shit with, right? So you have Electrum and you have your free card, right? If you kill your opponent with max HP, you get double the Electrum bonus and you get an additional card roll. Simple, right? So Vampire damaged the opponent and healed yourself, which makes it good for that strategy. But chat, what if I told you there was a bug where there was a card in Entropy called Antimatter Potion? You ready for this? Antimatter Potion. Your opponent's creatures heal you instead of damage you, right? And in Elements the game, creatures always attack. You can't not attack with something. You have to, right? So antimatter is like a form of crowd control. So you antimatter creature, you heal. So chat, I have a weird question. What happens if you antimatter potion a vampire? What goes where? So if this vampire has 4 attack and you attack with it, you heal 4, you deal 4 damage. Here's the twist. If you antimatter potion a vampire, you deal yourself 4 damage, so it's reversed, but the opponent heals for infinity. No, not just infinity, like overflow infinity, like like null pointer kind of healing. So here's what happened. You antimatter potion to vampire, you healed to infinity, you had infinity health, like you didn't take damage health. Then when you win the game, because your bonus Electrum is based on remaining HP, you ended up getting unlimited Electrum, which you then used to buy every card in the game. Classic bug. Classic. Hilarious. And it's also kind of awkward because that same Electrum was also used as a way to gatekeep people from like grinding false gods, because it costs Electrum to fight a false god, right? It costs like 150 Electrum or something stupid. So you make the attempt, and if you lose, who gives a shit, right? Or worst case scenario, you go in, oh, it's not the false god I want, leave, lose the 150 gold, except you don't. Oh my god, it was so fucking dumb. They got hot patched in like a day, but oh, dude. If you didn't get all your cards then, rip. This was a doodle. That was an unused card art for a card made by Kurimatsu in the Elements the Game forum. Zanzarino, the maker of the game, was going to add the card in, and then VRT made art for it, but then it ended up not happening, so there you go. This is Forest Spirit, a life card with like 1 green mana, and every turn you can use 1 water quanta to grow +2/+2. It's Life's version of Fire Golem, except this is much better because water is the most defensive class in the game, and Life is pretty defensive and a steamroll-y kind of class. Life has a lot of win conditions. I think Life might have the most win conditions out of any class. It has a lot of ways to win. Empathy, Firefly Queen, classic card. Forest Spirit. I'm forgetting other cards here. Adrenaline Horned Toads. Like, there's a lot of things you can do to win. And Forest Spirit's one of those staples there. Unused dragon art. Unused Aardvark art? I don't know what the fuck that is. Unused explosion art, which was deflagration. This was unused art for a shield. I think that's supposed to be the entropy shield. Dissipation, I think it's called. Dissipation is fucking... It's arguably the best shield in the game for a monocolor. Permafrost shield is amazing because it's -2 damage taken from everything and you have a chance to freeze. So fuck RNG, am I right? Death shield is amazing because Bone Wall, you can stack it to infinity. Every instance of damage takes off a stack, and every time a creature dies on the field, any creature, you gain 2 stacks. So if you're against like a 2 monster deck, like rip, you know? Entropy shield is fucking amazing or dumb. What it did was, if a creature attacked, every 3 damage it did could be absorbed by 1 entropy mana. So the gimmick is you would build up this huge mana regeneration or mana generation of entropy quanta, and you would block and you just take no damage. And as long as you can out generate the damage, you're good forever, right? It turns mana generation into a defensive quality, and it's very memorable. I don't know if it's good, it's memorable. Infinity healing. I believe the exact language used was this, if I remember right. That was what displayed in the health and all that. The game was programmed in Unity originally, by the way. I don't know if that helps. You can use Mscription to compile desktop apps into WASM files, which can be included into a web page. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that is what we do. Entropy Pillar was just Entropy's version of mana generation. We're not going to have pillars in this game because I think that's the worst part about the original Elements the game was like pillar. Basically drawing a land. It tried to do... Remember, Elements the game came out before Hearthstone, okay? It was the first real attempt at a Magic the Gathering-esque like card game online. It tried to solve the same problems Hearthstone did, whereas Hearthstone went down the path of like mass RNG. Elements the game went down the path of copying the land idea, and I think that was a mistake. We're gonna design the game around not having pillars. But yeah, this is pillar art. For us, we just redesigned the card into a remake of Maxwell's Demon, which had this ability. But Maxwell's Pillar, 3 entropy mana, Paradox, destroy target creature if its attack is higher than its HP. A very iconic card from the original game, Maxwell's Demon. And this just turns it into pillar form. Where was my art? Oh, there we go. Unused art of dragon, but it's good, so we're gonna use it. Non is infinity with any bits set in the mantissa, so it would be 0x7f8 and one value that isn't 0 at the end. Ah, this is unused doodle art. This is Dehydrate, a water card nobody used, but it has really, really weird art. Now, I've heard people describe VRT art as like AI art before it was AI. I can see it with this card. This is a very like surreal art. Like I could definitely see somebody who doesn't know anything about VRT and his card art, like, oh, this is AI art, look how weird it is. And I kind of get it, but you know, once you realize it's a leaf and it's like dried up, it makes more sense. I used to think, by the way, this used to be someone's forum avatar. I thought this was like a mosquito. Just like, look, when it's this size, doesn't this look like a mosquito where it's like, this is the wing and then this is its like needle mouth? I don't know. I think it has that shape. This is unused dragon art. And I'm like, holy shit, we're gonna use that art. This is Crusader. Crusader is VRT's older art. You can see it around like here. It's old. It's pretty old art, but this was Crusader. It was a light card that it was a creature. What did it do? I forgot what it even did. It wasn't copying an ability. It had some weird light quanta thing nobody used. Reminds me of a hummingbird. This is Chimera. Chimera? What it did, the reason why it's so big in the art, you have little creatures down here saying hello, is because its gimmick was you play Chimera and everything in the field on your side of the field combined into one super creature called Chimera. Here's the twist. It had gravity pull and momentum. It had a lot of things, I think, or maybe you just did that to it. The gimmick was you would have a field full of creatures, and before your opponent could like board clear, you had the option of playing Chimera to combine it all into one super creature with the same stats. Also, yes, there was a big market for online games. Kids on school Chromebooks, Linux apps, and Android apps are disabled, leaving only websites. Oh, a big market for online games, maybe. Another unused dragon art. This is an Antlion. I think it's adorable. It's unfinished and it was never added, but it's finished enough for our sake. You know, I think it's adorable. Antlion was like Earth's 1 mana creature. It actually generated mana. So it was a 1 mana, 1/2, generate mana, but it also happened to be the best mana generation creature in the game because it could burrow and be immortal. The twist is that Earth does not benefit from a lot of mana skilling. There's no like, if you have so much Earth mana, fucking do the thing. The closest thing you have to that, well, now I will search up the website. The closest thing you had to that was Elements, the game wiki. There was one Earth card that did that that not many people used. Where's Earth? Earth. It was Stone Skin. Oops, there you go. 2 Earth mana, add X HP to your max life points. X is the number of Earth mana you own. This happened rarely. It was a gimmicky like stall deck. That's the only time Stone Skin was ever used. So Antlion unfortunately wasn't used that often. This was unused art that never mattered. Is that everything? Reverse Time. Nope. So Reverse Time, God, I love that art. That might be my favorite spell art in the whole game. Reverse Time was just a card that take target creature and return it to its owner's hand. The spell itself was kind of used, but it's more defined by the weapon Eternity, which was Time's rare weapon. So it was actually kind of hard to get because you couldn't just buy it. You had to fucking get it. Eternity was a weapon that was used a lot, and it had that ability. It had Reverse Time as an ability on the weapon you could use every turn. So yeah, that's a thing. This is unused art. It was called Ricochet, and it was never used, but I think that's kind of cool anyway. The idea that there's guns in the Elements the game universe. is that the DOM can handle scaling very easily. Oh, maybe. Shrieker. Oh, baby, the classic. Shrieker is a rush deck. What you did was there was this small earth creature called a Graboid. It was a 3 mana 0/3, and it could burrow, and it had an ability called, no, could it burrow? It must have. It had an ability called Evolve. I think it was called Evolve. 1 time mana, so earth and time, kind of a thing you can kind of do. The idea was that you would use that time mana to turn it into a Shrieker, which was a normally, I think it was an 8 mana 8/4 with burrow as an option, and you would just spam out a bunch of them. And because you have time mana, you would use a spell called Precognition to kind of win, which is like your resident, you know, 2 mana draw a card. And you would like thin out your deck really quick, and it was like a really popular rush down deck. So Shrieker's classic card. Silence. So I love Silence art. Silence was an Aether card, I believe. It was 1 Aether mana, silence target creature. Now, this sounds like what's the big deal, but you have to understand for a huge amount of, this was a late in the development of Elements the Game card. Silence as an effect was extremely powerful because cards in Elements the Game are a lot more impactful than other card games. There's no such thing as a graveyard. There's no such thing as like, every card is very precious, okay? If you lose a card, you feel it in Elements the Game. And Silence silences it, right? And that's really impactful because if you silence, there are cards in this game, chat, like Entropy, I'm forgetting the name of it. It gives a creature the ability to destroy target relic every turn. And it's really, really powerful. And you can just silence it away. This was a very popular card. It was like Hearthstone's Silence is like a gimmick. Elements of the Game Silence is like an incredibly good card. I love games where everything you really feel when something happens. Well, it wasn't feel in the sense of like sound or music or like physics or anything. It was feel as in the game design. If you lost a Firefly Queen, that might be, it's not the end of the game, but boy, oh boy, you're gonna feel it. This is unused art for Smoke. This was, Death Strider. This was a death card, actually. A 3 mana 2/5 or something stupid like that. Very popular death card, by the way. This was art for it. It's such a weird card. Like, I think this was unused. Because if you look at the top of the spider here, this is like, what is this? This looks like an Aether card, not like a death card, you know? It's a little too fiction-y. This is an actual card. It's called, fuck, it was late in the development cycle again. Hold on, I know the name of it. It was a water card. It was not a water card. It was a Aether card. Oh my God, I'm so fucking dumb. I'm sorry, I got Silence wrong. Listen, chat, it's been a while, okay? Nobody give me sass for this. This is why Silence was used. Fuck this card. Oh my God. Oh, I hate it, chat. Oh, I'm triggered again. Oh, that's why I didn't remember this card. It came so late in the development cycle. Oh my God, what a broken ass card. Never mind, I hate this fucking card. Now I remember why it's used all the fucking time. Holy shit. Ugh. I mean, okay, to be fair, it's not as good as you think because creatures are super impactful in this game. Not being able to play any card during a turn might not even win you the game. But yeah, it was only 3 Aether mana. You just spam this shit all fucking day and just stall your opponent out to infinity. Also, for developing cards, you should 100% make the tool that makes cards, decks, and JSON. It should be page. It's too easy to make that as a page and just save as a JSON. You should 100% make the tool to make card decks in JSON should be a page. It's just too easy to make that as a page and just save as a JSON. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, we could do that. Now, what was the card we were looking at? Yeah, what is this? Is that a life card? There were a lot of cards released right before the game just was abandoned forever. And it was just out of nowhere, just was abandoned. Air? Was it an air card? Oh, there's Firefly Queen, by the way. I keep talking about her. She was your resident like win condition for air. Firefly Queen, a 3/7/6 air mana, 2 green mana, life, Firefly, generate a Firefly. Every Firefly was a mana generating fucking 3/2 Firefly, and it generated light mana if it was unupgraded or fire mana if it was upgraded, but I digress. It was basically a way to give you like insane mana generation of one kind, and you use like Firebolt to like finish off the opponent. It was just a win condition. Or you triggered a bunch of unstable gases and you just won the game that way with your fire quanta you now have. What is that card? Was that never used? Was it death? Yeah, I don't think it was ever used. I think, is it darkness? Oh yeah, never used. How interesting. Well, there you go, unused art. This is death. I forget what it's called. It's not Death Stalker, because this is the time version. It was a gimmick. Scorpions were a gimmick where it's like they were 0 attack creatures with like 3 HP, and 3 different classes got them, but if you buffed its attack, it had like insane potential. So this was a 0/3. Every time it attacked, deal 2 poison damage to the opponent's life, which is like a stacking damage thing. So it was like a, you know, you give it 1 attack, you cast it with adrenaline, momentum, can be blocked, attacks 4 times in a turn, shit like that. Did I just close out of that? Hell yeah, I did. And this was this was never meant to be art for the game. This was actually his art tutorial class where he just kind of wang it. He just kind of was like, all right, let's just draw something, doodle. And I thought it was like, you know what? For a doodle, that ain't a bad doodle. I think that's a cute doodle. How adorable. And he used this for like an art lesson for like how to do this, you know? 2 weeb, next background. Oh my God, chat, these weeb backgrounds, what the fuck? No, stop. Oh my God. Please, no weeb. That's 2 weeb. Okay, that's cool. I like this one. I just bought a web page. Well, server not found. Sorry, but you bought it. True. So here's what we do. I look for a background here. We're looking for a gray, like this would be perfect. Can I find that again? I might just buy it. No. Here. That would be perfect. Or this. No, it's too bright. This is perfect. Can I just download it? Edit online. You know what I can do, chat? Oh, it's not crispy enough. I don't like it. What if we just do this? Let's print screen. Let's print screen. Let's go over to GIMP. He can do whatever he wants with it. He can start making emails and save at code.io. Also, this is my left monitor if you guys want to see what I see on my other screen here, to see the chaos that is my second monitor. So let's take that image. Let's crop that. Oh, that's not a bad. Hold on. Is there like crop to content. Image is already cropped to its content. Crop to content. Is there not a way to magic wand? There we go. Okay. So then, Loom. Let's crop to content. Fuck. Layer. Crop to selection. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Okay. Boom. Layer. Crop to selection. Image. Crop to content. Okay, now we're getting closer. So now, how do I do this? Let's go here, grab that, layer. Can I just crop selection? Crop to selection, slice using guides, merge visible layers, delete layer, scale layer, crop to selection, crop to content. I guess I could just erase it. Yeah, okay, I could just erase it. I wish I could see. View. Windows. We want our brushes. Fuck. I wish I could see this again. Whatever. I wish there was a way to make this bigger, but I can't easily find the way, you know? Let's do this the hard way. $70 a year? Damn. I thought websites were like you buy them once and you're done. Is that not the case? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We are now going to select out of that. Wow, I missed that much, Jesus. Okay, now we're going to image, crop to content. What? Layer, crop to content. Are you kidding me? Layer, crop to selection. Image, crop to selection. There we go. Okay, Jesus Christ, that took forever. Okay, now we image, scale layer, and we're gonna make it, we'll go, what is it? What is 4K, chat? 1440p? Scale. Ew. This is gonna look ugly, isn't it? It's so blurry. Maybe I can sharpen it? Image. Duplicate, layer. Image, transform. No. Colors. Transform, mask, select. Is there no way to easily sharpen the image? Color management, precision. Oh. Mode, RGB. Blur / sharpen. There we go. We want to blur sharpen. Add a tab for tool options. There we go. Okay, beautiful. Okay, we want to hardness. Yes, a lot of force. Hmm. It's not doing what I thought it would. I'm not saying this needs to be a magic button or anything, but I thought it would be a little bit more. 4K is 3840 by 2160. 1440p is 2.5K. Goddamn. Let's do this. Let's scale the layer, unmatch, and you're saying it's 1440p. It's 2560 by 1440, right? That's 2.5K. I guess it'll be fine temporarily. Oops. Are you kidding me? Layer. Okay, image. Fit canvas to layers. There we go. Okay, let's try this. Export as elements background with the intention of replacing this later, but for our purposes, it's fine. I just want to see what this happens, you know? Okay. Close, discard, wonderful. Okay, so we have our new background, which is currently not visible. Hello? Wait, where did I export that to? Oh my god. Hold on. Desktop. Is it even on here? It's not! No items. What the fuck? Elements background.png. Did I not save that? Elements background. Working on it. Oh no. It's searching. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, why isn't that saving? I don't want to do that again. Got a favorite. Oh, I'm seeing the librarian again tomorrow, by the way. We're still going to stream. Got a favorite coffee place. Worst comes to worst, we could just hit up Barnes and Noble in Tri-Cities. Alright, she likes reading, so, you know. There it is! Where the fuck was this thing? Okay, open file location. Oh my god, it was in my freaking documents folder? Ugh, disgusting. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna render that background. So we need to load it as a texture under load game, right? Ew, it's so disgusting though. I guess we could have, oh, we already have a vector for textures. What the fuck? Good job, Gary. Nice job. That was very wise of you. Okay. SDL texture pointer background is going to be equal to create texture renderer background.png. Sorry, elements background.png, and then local texture data dot push back background semicolon. So now we have that. Is that the only texture we even call for? Yes, it is. Oh, we have audio guard. Okay, so it's number 3. Ooh, we should change that later, but whatever. So before we do anything, we need to render clear. Now, we're not going to set render draw color here. Now, instead, we're not going to do anything, actually. Let's come back here, the very beginning of the frame. And I think at the beginning of the, after the render clear, that's what we're going to do it, because we got to render graphics and all that. So, data list dot texture data bracket 2 dot render global renderer. Do I not have a render function under textures? Oh my god. I don't. Export auto. Oh, it's not a class. Duh. We don't need that. We need, hold on, I have that backwards. It's SDL render copy EX render copy F. That's what it was. Okay. Okay, now we're doing something. Okay. Sweet. So we initialized first, we passed in the renderer and the window. So that's going to be our rect here. So SDL F rect is going to be background image rect. Background rect. It's going to be initialized as global window.x, global window.y. This is not actually what I need, is it? Well, no, the window has a size, doesn't it? Oh, no, it's not. Hold on. Where's my screen resolution coming from? Oh, that's over here. Wait, what the fuck? What are you doing here? Oh my god, hold on. Screen resolution, thank you. Okay, fuck that. SDL rect, yes. Screen resolution. There we go. Now we have a rect. Okay. So SDL render copy. This is going to take the renderer. And it's going to take the texture. Then it's going to take a null pointer. Then it'll take screen resolution. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work, but oh baby, we'll try it. So, save and go. Abort has been called. Oh, because I didn't put the file in the thing, didn't I? Go. Okay. Okay. That's bad. That's not good. Oh, Jesus. How? I mean, it works if under initialization we don't call for full screen. Now it whoop. Oh. Now it'll work. Yeah. So now it works, right? Interesting. It's blurry, but it's good enough for our purposes right now for like testing. That's really large. Just put a grayscale opacity filter over it or convert it to grayscale and back. Whoa. Well, yeah, this is just 1080p. Like, this is the whole resolution. There's nothing cut off here. Oh, this is windowless? Yeah, it's windowless. So it looks correct. The only issue is I don't know how to scale it to other resolutions. I almost think like screen resolution here, maybe what we should do, is there a way to grab the user's full screen resolution when we start the program before you even do anything? Yes, there is. Here's the question. Can it be platform independent? Because SDL is everything native. That's a full screen native or whatever it was. Well, no, that's not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is when we start initialization, one of the requirements is giving a height and width to the screen. Now I can give, you know, full screen desktop and all that good stuff, right? With a bitwise operator. The problem we have is when we actually boot the program, that's the problem. It's called texture filtering in SDL. Ooh, what's that? Texture filtering SDL. Hint render scale quality. A hint that specifies scaling quality. Nearest pixel sampling, linear filtering, supported by OpenGL and Direct3D, anisotropic. By default, nearest pixel sampling is used. This hint is checked when a texture is created and it affects scaling when copying that texture. Ooh. Okay. Well, let's go out a bit. Let's go search. Texture. Category enumerator, texture assets, texture modulate. Category render. Texture filtering. Is that texture mod? Oh, update texture? What's this? Update the given texture rectangle with new pixel data. Texture rect, number of pixels, pitch. An SDL rect structure representing the area to update, or null to update the entire texture. The raw pixel data in the format of the texture. The number of bytes in a row of pixel data, including the padding between the lines. That's weird. The pixel data must be in the pixel format of the texture. Use query texture to query the pixel format of the texture. This is a fairly slow function intended for use with static textures that do not change often, like the background. If the texture is intended to be updated often, is it preferred to create the texture as streaming and use the locking functions referenced below? While this function will work with streaming textures, for optimization reasons, you may not get the pixels back if you lock the texture afterward. Lock access. Ooh. Okay, so this is what we're looking for then. So we update the texture based on the number of pixels provided by whatever we're doing. SDL get video info. What? SDL get video info returns a pointer to information about the video hardware. Include SDL header, SDL video info. What? This function returns a read-only pointer to information about the video hardware. If this is called before set video mode, the video format member of the return structure will contain the pixel format of the best video mode. Oh, shit. That's where this comes in. So what we do... Well, let's try it right now. So what we're going to do... For now, we'll do this every frame. Oh, no, we don't have to do this every frame. Because we haven't loaded. We just need to do it here. So SDL... what was it called? Get video info. What? SDL get video info void. I don't have that function. Get video info. Returns a pointer. I have SDL.header. Yeah, I do. It might be renamed. Oh, that's 1.2. Okay. SDL2 get video info. January of 2004. What the fuck? How to get hardware info. Get CPU count. Get a number of CPU cores available. No, almost. Get system RAM. I guess we can try get system. SDL get system RAM, get scan code from key, shaped window mode, surface blend mode. What about just get? What do we get for get? Get audio, get clip, get CPU cache line size, get current display mode? No, that's like the enumerated value we have earlier. By setting it full screen, and I think you can just pass it as 00. Let me double check the docs. You should be able to get it though. Default audio info, get default cursor, display bounds, DPI, name, orientation, get display usable bounds? What does that do? SDL get display usable bounds. Get the usable desktop area represented by a display. Okay, it needs a rect and a display index. The index of the display to query the usable bounds from rect. The primary display index 0 should always be located at 00. This is the same area as get display bounds reports, but with portions reserved by the system removed. For example, on Apple's Mac OS, it subtracts the area by the menu bar in the dock. Oh, shit. So you could get the display bounds of your game to be borderless full screened, but also have the start menu also lag, but also have the start menu not as part of the full screen. That's weird. If the window is set full screen, the width and height parameters, width and height will not be used. However, invalid size parameters may still fail. Window size is actually limited to 16.3 for all platforms. Setting a window to be full screen generally bypasses these usable areas, so these are good guidelines for when max space is available to not full screen window. The parameter rect is ignored if it is null. The function also returns -1 if the parameter display index is out of range. Okay. What about display bounds? Get the desktop area represented by a display. Display is 0, 0, so 0. And then the rect is just the rect of whatever we need. The STL rect structure filled in with the display bounds. Okay. The primary display index 0 is always located at 0, 0. Okay. So I guess we could try that. So as we come back here, so we make screen resolution some default value. Then we have SDL get display bounds, and it's going to be 0, 0, and screen resolution. So does that mean the resolution will change? Oh, whoops, I still have full screen on, sorry. Here, comment, comma. No, it doesn't change. What if we comment out the borderless part and we just have full screen desktop? Oh, it doesn't help. Yeah, because the game loop makes screen resolution. That is the resolution of the texture that we render at. So if that changes, am I doing this wrong? Get window size, get size of the Windows client area after initializing, and it should be the right size. What? SDL get window size, get the size of the Windows client area after initializing, and it should be the right size? What do you mean? What actually happens here? Returns 0 on success. So, hold on, just to be clear, this screen resolution that I put in as a rect with these numbers, I was under the assumption that this gets changed in the get display bounds function. So the display bounds of this, 0, 0 is our primary monitor. Then we have screen resolution, which is the rectangle that gets changed to those values, right? If you use full screen, then it will get the total pixel size. Okay. So we go back here, set this to comment. Now we just have full screen desktop. Maybe we just full screen, fuck it. Okay, so it's all stretchy again. You guys see it the same over there. For me, it's stretchy. Sorry, there's rendering lag because we're doing actual full screen here, not borderless. So give it a second to load. So that's full screen. So if you're saying, what are you saying? SDL get window size. SDL window int. But that's this. Yeah, window size is made from screen resolution, width, and height. That's the point. So this is already done. It's just when we actually make the original screen resolution, does getting to display bounds not work there? Get display bounds. The index of the display to query. In SDL2, get current display mode or get display desktop mode depending on your needs. For example, get current display mode 0. Okay, that's new. So SDL display mode pointer DM oh yeah, we'll keep it a pointer, fuck it. SDL get current display mode parentheses 0.0 for primary monitor DM, and then width and height is width and height. So screen resolution dot width is equal to DM dot width. Screen resolution dot height is equal to DM height. What does that do? Crashes. That's fine. Uninitialized local variable DM used. What? Is that better? I like the arrows more, but okay. Oh! Oh! Okay. Oh shit. What the fuck is going on? So the card value is the same size because all of our logic is built around it. But let me do this. Print screen. Okay, now let's get out of the game. I'm gonna show you guys what I just saw, okay? And I'm glad print screen exists because you guys don't see it on stream very well. Wow, this is still loading. Close. Okay. Paint. Let me just paste to you what I just saw. No, it didn't paste correctly. Oh, shit. That's my whole monitor. It was stretched across my whole monitor over there on the right side. Well, it is kind of funny. You can kind of see my height offset from my monitor still there. It's kind of cool. Okay, don't save. Okay, so that's a problem. So the resolution did change. But it went full screen here. In fact... where's the game? That was weird. So anyway, that's cool. I don't know why that doesn't work though. So it correctly gets the width and the height, but now it needs to be like all kind of fucky, you know? On high DPI displays, this will return the virtual resolution, not the physical resolution. Ah! Get renderer output size. You just have to pass your SDL renderer like so. Get renderer output size. Get desktop display mode. On non-full screen. Oh, on non-full screen. Oh, shit. So instead of full screen, we just have borderless. But now it just doesn't work. Oh, it crashed. Isn't that interesting? Don't use a pointer. Oh yeah, there. Is it normalized 0 to 1? That function can fail, by the way. Do you use DPI scaling? No. We just have flat scaling, but I didn't think that would be an issue because the image in the background is the image of the screen resolution, which is currently set at fucking not full screen. This might as well not even be existing. Yeah, what the fuck? Okay, so you guys see it as a really small image. For my screen, it is full screen. Like, this is like within the bounds of the screen. It's just really zoomed in. It's like really small. I don't know why, but the actual logic of it, there's black borders on my, you guys can't see what I'm describing here. There's a black column on my left and the black column on my right, which is so perfect. Everything is right. It's just really zoomed in. It's like 500 by 500 pixels or something. I don't know why that is. What's funny is the game logic still works, because if the top left of the card hits the top of the screen, it flips. Isn't that weird? Log the mouse position to see what the numbers are. Oh, good idea. Sorry, it's lagging. I'm just trying to get out of the game. The downsides of bug testing. I actually have a way to do that. Hold on, that's easy. C out, standard, C out, this dot mouse state X, no, mouse location dot X and space this dot Y end line. Okay, this is gonna happen really fast, but let's just get some numbers here. I won't keep this on too long because I know there's gonna be issues here. And we'll end it in the bottom right. Okay. Lag. Oh no. Okay. It ended on 475 N639, and I went to the very bottom right, 475 over N. So is there like, well, I have a space in between every X and Y value, and then we create a new line. So I don't know what's happening there with the new, oh, because I spelled it wrong probably. Oh, /N is the line. Oh, that's cute. So it's 640 by 475, it looks like, and then /N is supposed to be the new line. My bad. So that's our finishing resolution in the bottom right. So it's something like 640 width, 475 height. I've experienced that before. Yeah. Okay. Well, the principle's still there, right? So 640 by 475 seems to be the resolution we're at. And then I did the top left before. Yeah, the top left was 3827. So that's right. 121. So yeah, that seems to be right. All right. So we're going to leave that there, and that is going to be a thing. All right, everyone, that's going to be it for today. What were the numbers? Let me print it for you. Hold on. 640 divided by 475. Okay. That was the resolution we ended at. That's the width and the height. Yeah, that's the bottom right position of the mouse. That's the width and the height of the screen. Maybe 500 on the Y value. All right, everyone, that's it for today. Tomorrow we're going to troubleshoot more. Have a good night. Have a good evening. Give me kisses. Goodbye.